Look at this guy. Let's call him Jack. Jack is a good person, smart, hardworking, and disciplined. He wakes up at 6 a.m. every single day, drinks his coffee, puts on his uniform, and runs. He runs to pay the rent. He runs to pay for the car that gets him to the place where he runs. He runs to buy food so he has the energy to keep running. But here's the problem. The wheel isn't moving forward. It's bolted to the ground. And in the background, there are millions of other wheels with millions of other people running too. Jack is exhausted. He checks his bank account at the end of the month and it's almost empty. He thinks, if I just run faster, if I just work harder, I will finally get ahead. So he sprints, but the wheel just spins faster. Then he trips and falls inside the wheel, completely defeated. This is not a life. This is a trap. And chances are you're in this wheel right now. You feel it, don't you? The anxiety, the pressure, the feeling that no matter how hard you work, you're just one emergency away from ruin. But here's the truth nobody told you in school. You are not poor because you are lazy. You are not poor because you are stupid. You are poor because the wheel was designed to keep you poor. Welcome to Wealth Drawing. Today, I'm going to show you the blueprint of the trap you're in, and more importantly, I'm going to draw you the map to the exit door. I know how the wheel feels because I spent years on it. Before I started this channel, I wasn't an investment banker in a high-rise tower. I was down on the street selling vegetables and bread to survive. I would wake up before the sun, carry heavy loads, and work until my hands were blistered. I worked harder than anyone I knew, but at the end of the week, I was still broke. That's when I realized hard work alone is not the answer. If hard work made you wealthy, the construction workers and the farmers would be the richest people on earth. I didn't need to work harder. I needed a new plan. I needed to understand the rules of a game I was never taught how to play. So let's talk about the real reason we're stuck. It starts with the system. The modern education system wasn't designed to make you rich. It was designed during the Industrial Revolution to create obedient factory workers. They taught you how to sit still, how to memorize facts, and how to follow instructions. And most importantly, they taught you how to trade your time for a paycheck. They never taught you about taxes, debt, assets, or inflation. They trained you to fit into someone else's machine, not to build your own. So you were handed the default script. Go to school, go to university and take on debt, get a job, buy a house you can't afford, work until you are 65, then retire if you're lucky. If you follow this script, you are guaranteed to stay on the hamster wheel forever. And while you're working, there's a silent enemy stealing from you every day: inflation. If you save $100 under your mattress, in 10 years, that same $100 might only buy you $70 worth of goods. Your money is like an ice cube in a warm room. If you just hold on to it, it melts. The system relies on you not understanding this. They want you to save cash so they can print more of it and dilute your hard work. That's why saving your way to wealth is mathematically impossible. But it's not just the system out there, it's also the programming inside here, inside your head. We live in a world designed to keep you broke through distraction. Corporations hire the smartest psychologists in the world to make you part with your money. They know that when you're tired from running on the hamster wheel, you seek comfort. So you buy the expensive coffee, you lease the new car, you upgrade the phone, you subscribe to 10 different services, and you fall into a cycle. Work, get money, buy liabilities, end up with $0, and go back to work again. That's the cycle of poverty, because a liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket. You buy things to impress people you don't even like. And every time you buy a liability on credit, you're adding weight to your wheel. You think you're buying freedom, but you're actually buying slavery, because now you have to work the next month just to pay for the decisions of last month. So how do you escape? How did I go from selling vegetables to financial freedom? I stopped drawing circles and I started drawing boxes.
Here's the only drawing you need to understand to get rich. 2 boxes. One is assets, the other is liabilities. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket. A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. Rich people focus their entire lives on building the asset box. Poor people focus on filling the liability box. When I was broke, I had $0, but I made a rule. I would not buy anything that didn't feed me or help me build the asset box. I started small. I saved a tiny amount. Instead of buying a new shirt, I bought a book on investing. That book was an asset because it put knowledge in my head. Then I bought a small amount of stock. It paid me $1 a year. It wasn't much, but that $1 didn't require my time. It was the first time I made money without running on the wheel. And that is the secret. You need to build an army of dollars that fight for you while you sleep. Now listen carefully. You are not going to escape the wheel tomorrow. It takes time, but you can stop running faster today. Here are 3 steps to start drawing your new life. Step 1. Track every penny. You cannot fix what you cannot see. Find the holes in your bucket and plug them. Step 2. Eliminate consumer debt. It is the chain holding you back. Attack it with everything you have. Step 3. Buy your first asset. I don't care if it's $10 of stock, a gold coin, or starting a side hustle. Plant the seed. Because one day that seed becomes a tree, and that tree drops money without needing your time. It's not your fault that you were put in this system, but it is your responsibility to get out. The path is simple, but it isn't easy. It requires discipline. It requires saying no to shiny things now so you can own your freedom later. That's why I built this channel, Wealth Drawing, to help you navigate this journey. Every week, we will draw a new part of the blueprint. We will cover investing, mindset, and the specific habits of the wealthy. If you are ready to stop running and start building, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Let's draw a wealthy future together. And I'm curious, what is the first asset you will buy? What is the one habit you are going to break today? Tell me in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next drawing.